Okay, so massive thanks to Duncan and Glenn for allowing us to come on board Alive, the biggest boat in the fleet for the Osaka race. This will be the final interview in our Osaka series. And yeah, really looking forward to it. They start on Sunday, so they've given us their time on Friday afternoon, luckily, to have a quick chat. So first question, curly one. So according to the May 2005 issue of Seahorse magazine, this boat was originally launched as Stark Raving Mad.
Correct.
For a solo record attempt by Jim Madden.
That's right.
Which the solo attempt I don't think ever happened.
Transpac he was actually going to do.
Okay.
I don't think he was ever doing a solo attempt. I think he was just doing a Transpac, and it didn't happen. They did race it for a while in the States, and we've actually taken it over there, and we have done the Transpac in it, and got. Apart from a bad weather scenario in the beginning, we got second in Division 1.
Yeah.
And it certainly had the pedigree. We could have won if we had the right weather. And he regularly corresponds to us in the aspect because he keeps an eye on the boat.
Yeah.
And he loves what we're doing.
Yeah. But you get the you still get to talk to the original people and you've been following. Yeah. It's always good. So it's clearly quite a big boat for a double-headed race. How many crew normally sail this boat?
So it's set up for about 14.
Wow. So you can see in the background of the shot over there, the Balti Bridge with its little fence that Ronstan made a few years back. But I hear there's a bit of a story in getting this boat under that bridge. What's the process?
Well, it's an interesting story in the aspect that despite the articles and everything else like that, we got sent some drawings of the bridge. And we know that we go under a bridge in Sydney that's the Anzac Bridge, and I think it's 27 metres high. And on all of the navigational programs, they say this is 25 metres. And then we got a drawing that told us it was 29 metres.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't make 25 metres, so we thought that the smart thing to do would be to put one of us up the top of the mast as we came in to make sure that it would fit under the actual bridge. And it turns out it must be 25 metres, not 29.
So it doesn't fit.
Does not fit. And so we backed out and then put on a water ballast bag that's an extra 1,000 kilos, and get it a little bit further.
Wow. Okay. And then you're in here obviously because it's too deep for any of the other yacht clubs.
Yes.
What's the keel depth?
We draw 4.5 metres.
Wow. Okay. Lucky we don't want to drop the camera here then, Hawken. That's another story in itself. So what changes have you made to a boat designed to sail with 14 people so you two can sail it in the race to Japan?
See his arm length? Yeah, he covers 4 people.
Yes.
Just straight away.
So now we've got to adapt it to sail with, 6?
Most of the functions are sort of designed, the boat's designed to put reefs in, things like that. They're all designed with 4 people on deck in mind doing jobs.
Yeah.
So we've just spent time thinking about the processes and working out how we can get it down to one person doing all 4 jobs.
And sail selection.
Sail selection. Yeah. So what changes are you making? Are they the existing sails or you've got special sails just for this race?
But we have modified some existing sails. Doyle's were very nice and came to the party with helping us with some of the sails too. And we haven't done a lot towards everyone goes, oh, you got furlers and stuff like that. Well, yes and no, not really. Not more than what we normally have racing.
Okay. All right.
So the jib's gone from a foil to hanks
To Hanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
with a downhaul.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So next question was, so originally this boat was launched with the canting ballast twin foil technology, which was popular at the time, I believe. There was a white wild oats, it was like 60 foot that had it initially.
Yeah, she's still here. She's in Sydney.
Was that the wild oats
10.
10? That's a 66 footer. Wasn't there one?
We're sister ships.
Yes. Okay. So does this one, the twin foil technology thing with the forward rudder?
We have a single foil.
Yes. Okay. So it got changed at some point?
No.
Or, no?
No, they actually went the other way. There's the Oats was built first.
Yeah.
And they started with a single foil.
Yeah.
But it was also, it wasn't, you couldn't lift it and lower it. Whereas this one's liftable and lowerable. So they went and they did the twin foils.
Yeah. Okay.
So
That's where they differ.
yeah.
Yeah. But the two boats.
Yeah, and again, their canting keel is quite substantially a bigger distance aft
Okay.
compared with ours.
So they're a bit more downwind oriented.
They are very stiff for the reaching
Yeah, okay.
and things like that, whereas we've been at a disadvantage there because they also actually have a heavier bowl.
Yeah. Okay.
But-
yeah.
Yeah,
A little bit different. So obviously you've got a lot of powered systems, the keel, like you said.
Yep.
All these buttons.
yeah.
Have your budget on how much fuel to take on a race to Japan when you're going to be probably.
You just commit. You commit. You know, like 20 litres will get us there. Nah.
How much is it?
We're taking 1,000 litres.
Wow. Okay.
So the boat itself uses 2.2 litres an hour
That's not bad.
when normal racing.
Yep.
And if we increase the battery bank, so we can turn it off for 2 hours out of every 6.
Yep.
And that, in theory, over 18 days, will give us 158 litres spare.
When do you get that?
And, oh, no. Well, that's if we get there in 18 days.
Okay.
The record is 21 and a half days.
Yep. Okay. So you're anticipating. Is it Chinese whisper with the record or?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was before Rupert just left it to David, swapped out with David. David Griffith owns it solely now, and it's called Whisper instead.
Yes. I bet. Yeah. So you're aiming to beat the record. That's the goal. And win the race.
Oh, no. Yes.
And be friends with Duncan at the end.
Yeah. Well, we hear that one a fair bit. Yeah. So, are there any challenges with this specific course, and sort of what have you done to plan for them? Like, we've already seen the lead boats seem to have been next to the same island of the Solomons for 4 days. That bit's going to be tricky.
It's like all of it's tricky. The bits that are trickiest in a boat like this is when you actually get closer to land, because all of a sudden you have to be thinking far enough ahead, because land comes at you very fast if you.
And yes, you can. So even though you might be sitting there doing 0 to 2 knots, you could be up to 20 very quickly.
I sail my moth in a tiny little lake in the suburbs sometimes. So
Yes.
at 16 knots, I know the shore comes at you really quick. I can imagine on this, it's a bigger problem. So.
Yeah. Oh, it's that 4.5 metre draft I had.
Yes.
We recently, it was quite entertaining in Hobart. We tried out our spinnaker, 420 square metre kite with a snuffer. We've never had a snuffer before, so we took it out for a test.
Yeah.
And we started in 9 knots of wind, and it took a little while to get it up and everything, and all organised and stuff like that. And as soon as we got it up, the wind came up to 28 knots, I think. And we had probably like a mile before we had to get it down again.
So I think we got it down
works.
about 22 knots, but just a few minutes later it was 28.
Wow. And what's the actual process for pulling the snuffer down on a boat this big? Is it a winch?
No,
No?
still manual,
Really?
but you have to have it very square. You've got to have the jib up, and you've got to have everything else. You're basically trying to shield it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, don't
Shield it.
panic. Oh, land!
So you've done a lot of miles on this boat while you've had it. What are your sort of favourite memories over the years on this boat? The particular stories as always?
Well, the one that I suppose that stands out in my mind of races, highlights of races, was a China Sea race, not a China Sea, a Hong Kong Vietnam race, and that basically we. It was sort of close to dawn, and you could see this ship on the far on the horizon, and it's a downwind race, and just within like an hour period, we've gone from behind across the bow of this ship, and then he's off. Next hour he's off the horizon behind us. Like from astern, and I just
20 knots, and you're just
and we've just walked past him, and that always that sort of was my highlight, I think, in those things. But it's been so many good moments of sailing.
It's just a beautiful boat to sail.
Yeah, just a good all rounder, and
yeah. I mean, it has slightly stronger points, but good all rounder.
Yeah, everyone sort of said the same thing in this interview series. The people, there are obviously some boats like the Open 40s, or Trekkie is definitely a downwind style boat. But then Roaring 40, they'd approached it as well with the same thing. They want an all round boat that'll do a bit of everything well. Pete, our boss on Joker, same thing. He picked that boat because it's an all rounder, and it's this is just a scaled up version of that concept. Same question I ask everyone. Have you thought about how deep it gets on this course when you've got this much carbon fibre, then 11 kilometres of water over the Mariana Trench?
Haven't thought about that, but I don't know how we're
Kraken.
the Kraken, yeah.
Oh, Neptune.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So you're meant to start Sunday afternoon, but the forecast looks pretty crazy. We've got a big northerly at the moment. We can feel the boat shaking in the paths. Shows how lively it is. And then there's going to be 20 to 25 out of the southeast Sunday afternoon. What are your thoughts for this early part of the course so far?
Just not break it.
not break it. And there's a decent sort of east coast low developing sort of Monday, Tuesday, off especially to the east of Bass Strait.
It does look,
and some significant wave heights.
Yes.
We've seen if we weren't able to jibe, we'd be heading towards sort of 11 metre seas.
Oh.
So there's talk of a start time, a safe start time. But basically it's changing every day. Like the routing is gone to initially heading to New Zealand to get to Japan, to shaving Gabo and anywhere in between. So sometimes as far out right near Lord Howe, but sometimes in on the coast. So it's just been changing rapidly. So it's definitely keeping us on our toes as far as watching possible routing and weather.
And the offshore route's probably the less stressful if you can get decent weather before you land.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Then it doesn't matter if it takes 15 minutes for someone to come up and put their clothes on.
Yeah.
Compared to Quest, looks like they've been up.
No. That's a crude version, I think.
Yes.
Bouncing off the bricks.
So we know you're a bit short on time with the start on Sunday, but could you please show us around your amazing boat and point out the features as we go around?
Love to.
Brilliant. Crash test. Headroom is the same as all the other boats. That's what they're going to have. This is a feature that no one else has. That'll be the keel.
Canting keel, yes.
Yep.
That's where the ram is that drives it from one side to the other.
Yep, it's only ram on one side. The single ram?
Yes, single ram.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's 400, nearly 500 kilos.
Wow, just on itself. Then how heavy is the bulb?
The bulb is 4,200.
Wow.
Kilograms, I think.
And then what's
these are the bearing housings for the for the keel itself. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk these up to 1,750 Newton meters,
Wow.
which is pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah. And then obviously you got the other one at the front there. And then
Have a whale pinger too. Oh, look. I don't know if it'll ping for us. Yep.
wow. Okay.
So that is to keep the whales informed of your whereabouts, and hopefully they can get out of your way.
Does it work?
It did in we haven't hit one yet. We did Brisbane to Hamilton Island as well, but that one we averaged 17.5 knots, and two of our sort of competitors that like fairly similar boats, No Limits and Whisper.
Yeah.
They both hit whales and had to retire. So
It's worth its weight in that.
it worked.
Where's the actual
It's in the bowl.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's even got a little light in it, so over night time when you've got your keel out the side, you can actually see it go.
That's very cool.
It is. It's really cool.
And then this halyard is
The main halyard. Yes.
It's interesting.
So, unlike, most boats have their things and their cleats and jammers on deck.
Yep.
In more modern racing boats, to reduce compression in the mast and things like that, we have our sails on locks.
Yep.
And so instead of having compression given to you by a halyard, you have a lock at the top of the mast, so when it reaches the height, you can then adjust your luff tension with a Cunningham.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead, and things like that. So it means that your rig ends up lighter.
Yep.
It's very simple when it's all working.
Yes, as long as it's...
So these are basically string lines that you can take your halyards aloft. So you remove half the weight.
Yeah.
But we've got a 31 metre mast.
Yeah.
You get rid of 6 or 7
halyards.
kilos of weight up the mast. It's a pretty good thing for a little wheel and a rubber band.
Very clever. Wow. And then your halyards can stay down here where it's protected and they're low.
And they're low.
Brilliant.
So yeah.
Oh yeah. And here's the galley.
Yes, it's a huge galley. It's a luxury that is not. When we're doing Sydney and Hobarts, we don't have this sort of luxury. Yeah, the stove's there because it's in the rules.
Yeah.
But we just go freeze dried.
Yeah.
And basically there's hot water comes off a heat exchange.
Oh yeah.
Off the motor.
The motor's going anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
So and that comes out at 82 degrees Celsius.
Yep.
And so you just put your prescribed amount of water that you've guessed in your freeze dry, and then you stick it in there and leave it for 20 minutes, and you come back and eat it. Brilliant. But when I'm doing either deliveries or this style of race, I'm going to eat real food, especially for this period of time. So it's quite amazing. I'm intending to do some videos of food being prepared and cooked on this boat.
Excellent. So what have we got?
Well, we've got a couple of computers, and we've got about 15 wraps on the other one and about 3 on this one so far. But wow, just it's been changing every day, and just looking at the different
currents.
Yeah. So with a big east coast low and that current, that could be more than interesting.
Yes.
So, but
look at that.
Doesn't look very friendly, does it?
No.
Oh,
That's on gas.
look at that.
57 knots.
yeah, so anyway, it's very cool. We'll finish first. First, you have to finish.
Yeah. Got Starlink on the back too on the internet.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what do you use it for? I thought it was for videos.
Well, that's what the guy on the Japanese boat said. He's got to stop his crew playing games. probably the second easiest to get out of though, out of all of them. So that's where it sits on the ranking.
Yep.